Well, I've had these on for a little over 3 weeks and I love them. Besides, almost chopping them off when I make vegetables. I've actually managed with them quite well. Mind you, the longest are on this hand, but today I'm going to show you how you can take them off safely and so you don't damage your natural nail. Look how beautiful they can look. You can have that look. I'm going to show you the tricks to how to get a beautiful natural looking nail safely so your natural nails look gorgeous, no damage. Let's get started. And for those nail hobbyists working at home, my clean acrylic helps you create perfect beads easier. Bonus, no smell. Available at nailcareer.com. So let's say you've applied some full cover tips and now you want to get them off. They're easy to go on, aren't they? But now you've got to get them off. You want to do another set. It is recommended, though, that especially if you're using the long ones, to actually take them off before you put a new set on again, because the balance of them is now off. Easy way to do that, in my opinion, is to cut them with nippers. Now, I will say, I have heard many horror stories of people commenting me and saying how they've been to a place or they themselves have ripped them off with some nippers, which I don't advise. The only times I ever use these is when something is already loose, or toenail clippers, actually I think that's what these are, to taking these off. And what you do is, right out of the gate, you just start taking down the length. Okay, cameraman, get your goggles on because these things fly. Who knows where it's gonna land. So I don't go down all the way down to my nail, I just go above it. I wouldn't use it this way, because if you use it this way, it can actually split down this way. And I guess it doesn't really matter if you're removing it, but if you're still using the existing nail, you don't want to do that. So you want to go on the side, just take the tip of this, put it into the side of here. Let me show you what it looks like underneath. Just get it into the side there. That's what I'm doing. And I'm going to clip and close your eyes because it will ricochet around the room. I don't know where it's going to go. Ready, cameraman?
I'm ready.
Let's hope it doesn't hit a camera lens or something.
Goggles are on.
Yeah. Oh, this one didn't fly.
Well, you only got part of it.
The first one I've ever had that didn't fly like crazy.
Maybe that's because they're jelly with some flex in them.
Maybe.
Not just pure hard plastic.
It must be because acrylic will just fly. Okay, that's how easy they can come off. Now this one's naked because I just did a video on how to fill it if you're interested in that. Yeah, okay. Much more flexible. Okay, well, you learn something new every day. I just learned something. But still with the same rule, try to cut them this way. They're just, you can see, look how easy that comes off.
How do you know you're not cutting your natural nail?
Well, because you can see under there and
oh,
I shaved it right
so
down. You can
careful.
see. Yeah, that is a good point. And those of you who have a very high hyponychium under there, which I do, especially on this finger, you have to be very careful. You're not going to cut that. But you want to test it first, right? This is the best way to remove them. Look how fast that is. How long does that take? That's just a few seconds, right? Look at that. They're all just gone. Look how fast that happens. Like a little nail crime scene here. Well, you don't have to worry about them flying around the room now. That didn't happen. And he's right. It is the gel product, so it's much softer. So I guess it doesn't do that. It's great. Okay, so now you've got all the tips and the length off, but now you've got all this. How do you get it off? Well, get yourself a really good set of files. I would start with a 100 and start filing. Now, there's two ways. You can file them right down, or you can file them down to a point and then you can soak the last little bits off. That's up to you. But what I do is I actually file it down as far down as I can, and I leave a tiny, thin nail polish-like coat on there to protect my natural nails. Maybe I'll show you one finger here. Get one done, and then I'll go ahead and do the rest. Okay, so now I've just taken off all the gel. Now I'm gonna sort of decide what length I want. I want these actually pretty short. I've had them long for, over 3 weeks. So I'm kind of feeling short nails right now, like as short as I can get them. Now, like I say, because of the hyponychium that I do have, I have to compensate for that. But you can see when you take it off, because they had to have such a high apex. Now that might worry you thinking, ew, like it's so thick, but it has to be to have that apex for the nail that was that long. For a nail that was as long as I had it, it has to have a thick apex. But you can think that maybe a product has draped under. My natural nail is actually right there, right? So it's not like the product has folded under. The natural nail is there. The top of the apex of the fake nail is here, and all the stuff has to go in between. And that is accurate. That's exactly what you want. You want the product to fill in between. You don't want any holes in there. So this is right. So now we're just going to keep filing. And you gotta, press pretty hard. Now when you're hand filing, yes, you can burn yourself still, so you just gotta be careful when you're filing. And just switch all over the nail. Just do a little here, a little over there, a little over there. Just change every now and then. So like this is the point now you get it down to this. You could now soak it if you want. I'm not a soaker.
You're good with the file, though.
Yeah, that's maybe why I like to do that. But also, too, soaking is a little boring. I'm sitting around waiting. Plus, also, soaking takes all of it off, every little bit of it if you want off. And I like to leave a nice thin layer, so I like to regulate that.
Thin layer of acrylic? Or...
Yeah, thin layer of whatever product I have on there. I like to leave a thin layer of it just to protect my natural nail. But it looks so natural. If you get it super, super thin, you can't tell if there's anything on there, which is great because it makes it look very natural, but you're protecting. And I have to do that because I change my nails out once a week. Except this set has been on for over 3 weeks.
I imagine they recommend soaking off because a lot of people may not be experienced, might actually just file down to the natural nail and not know they did it.
And there's an issue with that because people that are soaking off, sometimes you want to scrape off the last little bits. You can do that as long as it's gummy, but do it with a wooden cuticle stick. Don't do it with a metal one as much because if it's any little resistance, you don't want the metal scraping against your nail. But if you have any resistance, go back in there and soak some more in the acetone and then squish it off with the wooden cuticle stick. Don't let it dry or harden and then try to scrape it off. And what you don't want to do is use nippers that are kind of toast because it will ruin your nippers. I mean, if you have to pry it off, that means it's attached. I could find an edge here right now.
Ooh, that looks like it hurt, man.
And I could find this edge because those are edges. Right? And I could rip it right off. You go to a place that does that, don't let them do it to 9 others. If they do it to 1, I would stop that service because what they can do potentially, and most likely they will, is rip off your natural nail layers as well. And you don't want that. We are to file down to the natural nail. We don't want to take layers of your natural nail with it. That is a huge no-no. So many people message me and say that they went to a place that they actually did that. It's horrifying to see those messages of people going through them. And I don't like to rag on or put down or question mark anybody's services because I always feel if they're doing something wrong, it's really because they didn't have the knowledge to learn how to do it right. So, and that still is the case with this. So if they are doing it, they may not know there's a better way. And if we don't complain as customers, they may not know that it hurts that bad. So it really is good to say, oh no, please don't do that. There's got to be a better way.
I'd ask them how they're going to remove it before they do it.
Yeah, that's probably a good bit of advice is find out what is the removal process before you go in to have it done. They're probably not going to say that they're going to pull it off. I couldn't imagine they would do that. So if you go into a salon and you book for a removal and maybe just say, please don't pull them off. If that's the way they do it, then that's not really what I want. Because I'll tell you, if you do pull it off, what you're doing is you're weakening the natural nail in itself. So if you go apply more enhancements on those nails, they may fall off even more than before, than if you didn't have the damage. And then the next nail technician who put them on gets the blame for that. And that may be not their fault at all because you don't have a very good, strong foundation. So you do have the right to say, nope, that's not what you're going to be doing. So yeah, that's probably the best takeaway is if you're getting them removed professionally, don't let them pull them off. That is not a professional proper way to do it. Now you can see there's a little bit of lifted and that might be tempting to pull that and you say, oh, but the point is that's the only part that's lifted. Can you see that, Cameraman? Because I always ask Cameraman because if he can see it, you guys will be able to see it.
Let me see.
See that little lifting right there? See that white section? I'm just telling you if you're a customer and you're going in to get your nails done, that white part means it's not adhered. That's a lifted area. Same with this little tiny, that's not a big deal. That's pretty much normal. And this can be normal-ish wear and tear on somebody who's learning how to do products. But this is a lifted area. The pink part, all the pink part in there, that is all attached. That's attached to your natural nail. So they get a little lift like that. Watch what I'm gonna do. So if I'm somebody who's gonna rip that off your nail, I'm gonna stick my little clippers underneath there.
Don't do it.
Looks wicked, doesn't it? And I'm gonna pull, and I'm gonna maybe weasel my way in there and pull and pull and pull. Well, you can get your nippers under there and you can pull that section. But you shouldn't be trying to pry up it all else because it is stuck to your natural nail. It's actually sticking on. That's what we make them do. That's our job, is to make them stick. So pulling it up like that is you're ripping the layers of your natural nail. You don't want to do that.
I hear a lot of them actually just take another tip and they jam it under there.
Yeah, they're just looking for anything to get under there. Well, you can do that at home if you wanted to, right?
Ew.
Yuck.
That sounds painful to me.
It is painful. And that's what people will message me all the time and saying, my nails hurt. What do I do? This is how they took them off. It's like, what? I'm very sorry that has happened to you because that's not the way we want to do it. And again, to those professionals who are doing that, I do believe it's because you don't really know of a better way. Well, I'm telling you, I hope you're watching this because this is a better way to do it. You want happy customers and you want happy natural nails. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to keep filing, and the closer you get to the natural nail, of course, the hotter it's going to get, so the more gentler you have to be. Now, how do you get that off? You just keep filing and filing and filing, and the thinner it gets, the more that loose flap, because it's already loose. You don't have to file a lifted area off. What you're trying to do is file the part where it's attached so it can separate itself. It's like removing the hinges from a door. Once you remove the hinges, the door comes right off. The part that's adhered to the wall will stay. Same with this. The white part is the door. Where it joins in the pink part is your hinges. So once you start filing in here, the white part, so you can see it's starting to flake away already because it's not sticking. So there's no point in getting too crazy about filing a lifted area away. It's already lifted. So you just keep doing this. It's still a bit thick in here, so we're still going to work our way on that. This is a really coarse file, so this one's very effective. Okay, we're getting closer. Now you can go into the medium if you like. You be careful too when you're filing around that natural nail part. You don't want to file your natural nail over and over. I'm really focusing on the gel. Okay, so it's starting to come off that little corner. You can see it's a bit tedious when you're trying to file it all off because you are wanting to preserve your natural nail. You want to be really careful with that. You want to respect that natural nail. It's so important. It's important to how it grows out, how it feels, how it responds to hot and cold water. If it's too thin, it's going to hurt. It'll be a bit uncomfortable. So you want to really be careful with your natural nail. And you also want to put new product on it. So you want to keep the natural nail nice and happy. Okay, that's looking really good. See all that? It all just flaked away. Ooh, look at my cuticles on the other hand. This is when you're learning how to do those tips and you don't file the cuticles because I was trying to show what happens when you don't file them. Yeah, can't wait to get those. Getting my hair caught in them. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. See how it just all flaked away? So I'm going to take a medium file, my medium, to just smooth it out a little bit. And again, I'm not hitting that natural nail. I really don't want to focus on that too much.
So how'd you find wearing super long nails?
I actually did okay with it, considering I poked myself a few times. And when I was cutting some veggies, I just about cut the tips off them a few. You didn't get any crunchy bits in your food, did you?
Just the stuff you burnt.
Ooh. Did I burn some food? Where did I burn some food?
Pizza one time.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I thought it was perfect, but you say it was burnt.
Well,
you like burnt marshmallows?
I don't like smoke coming off my pizza.
When you go camping as a kid, did you ever do that?
Camping? A few times, yeah.
Did you ever cook marshmallows and burn them?
Yeah.
Did you eat them?
No.
Oh, see, that's where the difference is. Burnt marshmallows are yummy. That's the camping experience. You like sort of a charred thing on a barbecue, on your vegetables.
Yep.
I'm just in the mood for short. I've had them long for over 3.5 weeks, so I'm in the mood for short. Short, just in case I need to make a fist for any reason. If someone doesn't like my cooking.
It was just a pizza. Take it easy.
It was just the pizza. I thought I burnt something else.
There's a few things. I'm trying to be too critical.
Okay.
But you have a thing about not timing anything.
I know, we have this argument.
And then we get talking, and then it's like, the pizza! Oh!
Then I always justify it because I don't mind it burnt a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas you don't.
Well, there are things called, timers. Phone's got one.
Okay. So that's feeling pretty good. So now I'm going to I don't really need to do it with my fine. I think I'll just move into the sanding sponge. So I'm just going to smooth the whole thing over. It's going to be cute. It's going to be so cute. Just try to make it as smooth as you can. And then I'm gonna put polish on these. Just a nice, soft, natural nail polish. I love nail polish. And I'll just do this with the other side, make it nice and smooth. Then I'll put some oil on it, and look how natural this is gonna look. It's just beautiful. Oil is everything. I have done a test where I've washed hands without the oil and with the oil, and the difference is the oil gets into all the little crevices of the cuticle and gets rid of all that dry look. Clients who have not put the oil on and washed their hands, when they come back, their hands are clean. But right inside there, sometimes you can see a little white line of dust. So it does make a big difference. Put the oil on. Sometimes I have to not do something to see, is it really worth it? And then when you don't do it, you're like, okay, I get it now. Okay, look at that. Isn't that adorable? See, it's just a little bit of elbow grease. And that's probably an old term. It just means put some strength into it. And you can make it look adorable. When that gets polish on there, and we'll save that for the reveal shots, but that's really, really perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this to all of my hands. And probably not going to bore you with watching that because you could just watch that removal. And maybe we should check out the reveal shots. Take a look. I got them all off super thin, gave them a nice color coat of polish, and look how adorable they look. And it feels so good. Well, that's one way to remove it. That's removing it by filing. If you want to know how to remove it by soaking in acetone, I've got a video for that. Check it out.